All right.
Let's get it
I got
rolling.
my notebook. New edition, MoistyVoice episode 47. Connor has a notebook.
What's in the notebook?
Notes and also magic stuff.
It's a lot of porn doodles.
Porn noodles or porn
I
doodles?
built in a minute, so I need to rebuild it. It's got 23 cards there, 3 cost. And then so few elsewise.
Okay, but what's with this, like, big old dicko right there?
Which dicko?
The circle.
That's right there.
Why you got such a huge Connor?
What do you mean?
I've got such a huge Connor.
You just point to
I've
empty
got
space.
such
What's
a
going on?
huge... Looks at palm. Connor.
Connor. Condor. I need 26 more cards for my vampire deck, but no one will trade me a Lenda or...
Voral of the Boreal Valley.
Help me out.
Vivendi.
Vraska.
Not Vivendi. Also, can they just take over Ubisoft already? They can't do it any worse than they're already working.
They actually
Ubisoft just
got out.
Yeah, fucking.
They backed out because they were just like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't know why. Like, after that many years, like, I guess the final straw was they got bored. I don't know. They just, like, hard backed out.
Like last time Vivendi tried to take over. Alright, we stopped you. Don't do it again. Okay. Tries to take over again. I'm done with this shit. Come on, this is like a dozen times now.
Okay, we promise we won't try to take you over again. Okay. 3 minutes later. Are you planning a hostile takeover? No.
Like currently shuffling papers back into a bag. No, not at all.
No, why would you say such an insinuation?
Maybe this is just the long con. Maybe they're gonna, like, they've, you know, divulged in their shares. You know, they got rid of a bunch of their shares, and they're just gonna come back out of nowhere and buy, like, 3/4 of the company.
It's now Vivendi buying up the other corporations that own the company.
I am not Vivendi. We are Vivendi now.
There you go. Make another company called Vivendi, have them buy a crap ton of their shares,
The official name is Vivendi, parentheses, no relation.
and then merge the companies, taking over their others, and then becoming the majority shareholder.
Becomes Vivendi relation. So, interesting stuff that has happened to either of you the past week?
Not really. Nothing major.
I lost my cat for about 8 minutes.
You also lost a rat, so...
No,
Oh, damn.
she just has cancer.
I feel like being lost and never found is better than being lost and then showing up with cancer one day.
No, she never was lost. She
No,
just
the rat
had
didn't go
cancer.
missing.
No, the cat decided to walk out the front door, disappear for 8 minutes, and then walk up as if nothing had happened.
Sup, bitch?
That's what cat do.
And then the rat was just one day tumor. And then, hey, Doc. And Doc's like, yeah, that's a cancer
And
tumor.
you go, hey, Doc. And Doc's like, what can my P90 do for you? That's it. That's the conversation.
It's a bad doctor. Stop
I think
going to
Doc
that
owns
doctor.
a P90X.
I don't know who Doc is anymore.
He's got a little syringe gun. That's his thing.
Is this a siege thing? Are you
Yes.
talking about a siege thing?
We're talking about a siege thing.
Don't you own Siege?
Yes,
I don't
he
know
does.
what you have anymore. You're never on.
I uninstalled. I don't regret it.
You should. We had Sealand on the other day. You might not remember him.
I know.
We had
I know he is.
Klondike.
Klondike Bar. He sounds like he grew up. It's so weird.
Didn't someone steal his PS4 or something?
No, that was
Someone who I can no longer remember. Exactly.
Sagetsu, who like got his house robbed and then like sold his PS4 or something to try and make up for losses.
Yeah.
He had it coming though, like karma wise, his voice was just grating on the ears.
This is,
Man, so this is how we differentiate, like, karma's like, if someone's voice is a little bit too grating, you just start wishing that they get robbed.
I judge people based on their voice.
Thank you.
Last week it took us to like the 55-minute mark to just say, screw it, we're just going to talk about things that nobody wants to listen to because it's our personal
like listening
life.
to drama. Drama is never bad, even
I
if
mean-
there's no way for you to relate to it.
Or
Yeah, I know,
understand
it's-
if it's drama or just
under-
like very
it's-
fair comments.
As I've now labeled it drama, it's quality content.
Hey,
And they
just so you know,
enjoy it
this was drama.
retroactively.
So
That's how that works.
Go back and
welcome to the
enjoy
Moisty
it.
Voice episode 47, where we gush about drama.
I'm Connor. We stopped introductions 20 things ago, and I forgot. But now I remember. I'm Connor.
I'm
He
Michael. I'm also known as Mixmaster Meat in some circles.
And this is Nick.
Unfortunately, he is not known as Mixmaster Meat in most circles.
I'm DJ Spit in Your Eye.
The only
be
meat circle
MC
I
Corn
care
Snake.
about is that good meat spin.
Alright, so let's just jump to the docket then.
Okay.
Since we're not allowed to riff
Apparently.
under Commissar Nick.
We will make a new podcast where we just talk about our PlayStation Playgroup
Oh, no, man.
with no context whatsoever about who or what is. And after about 40 episodes, you might maybe know who
that's
some
just
people
us
are.
bitching for an hour. I do that already.
No, we're gonna have to, like, straight up ban 3 people from watching it
Yeah,
if we do that.
we can't have anybody we play with listen to that because we would burn so many bridges.
Yeah, bridges would be
And
burned.
personally, I'm still using some of those bridges.
I'm on this bridge. Don't burn it.
I disrespect your bridge, goat man. I think it's Ghost Hunters. I don't know what it's called. It's two brothers that go around. I guess
There's
fighting
like Ghost
off
Adventurers,
I can ask
Ghost
Erica.
a
Hunters,
million different.
Ghost Hunters International.
Well, no,
Right,
I know
yeah.
it's not Ghost Adventurers because I fucking watched like 2 seasons of that because it's the trashiest fucking thing ever.
What?
So like my favorite episode, they like investigating a prison and they walk up to some old woman's house. They knock on the door and she has like a straight up heart attack. Like it's like maybe come in and she just like falls backwards into her doorway and collapses.
Trashiest.
Huh.
Speaking of trashiest X ever, Steven Spielberg for piece of shit.
I don't know. I'm actually not entirely against the argument.
I'm very much against the first half of the argument. I actually understand if he's upset when movies do a limited release end of year for a week or two just to get Oscar nomination, because I personally have never cared for that.
Yeah.
If you're releasing in the next year, just fucking release in the next year. Don't make some bullshit. We're gonna do a special run just so we can get Oscars out of the way for this year, because we think we have better odds or something. I've never cared for that.
Yeah.
That's just a cheap way to do it, in my opinion. And if you want to release in that year, you should have made effort to do so.
It's more about it's harder to get awards if you release at the beginning of the year, because by the time voting comes around, people have forgotten.
I don't know. I think the past 2 years would disagree with you based on movies that have won, such as Get Out.
Get Out was an early one, yeah.
It was, I think, in like February of that year.
It was.
Well, it had its original release, and then it did crazy good, and then they did a full release. But yeah, no, that's just the general... It's just Oscar strategy is released in the second half of the year.
Yeah. So, I guess. What I do not care for is that he feels Netflix movies should not be eligible for Oscars. If this was 3 or hell, even 2 or 3 years ago Netflix, I would understand the sentiment. Because 2 or 3 years ago Netflix, movies that were released to Netflix were TV movies.
Yeah.
Nowadays movies that are released to Netflix are people that want to make movies but just went to Netflix as a publisher.
Yeah, I mean, because they're giving out money.
Yeah.
They're giving out loads of money.
I have seen 2 Netflix original movies as of yet this year, both of which I think released like March. I saw Mute,
Yeah.
and I saw The Outsider.
You also saw... Didn't Bright come out this year?
I think Bright was a last year release.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a
Yeah.
late last year release.
Yeah.
Which is greenlit for a sequel.
Yes.
So I saw Mute, and I saw The Outsider. Mute was amazing. Genuinely, I personally loved it. I don't think a lot of people would like it because it's a little asymmetrical and doesn't have the happy ending that a lot of stories that play out the way it does are supposed to have.
Okay.
By which I mean there are 2 main characters. Alexander Skarsgård, I think he is.
Yeah.
It's not Bill, and it's not the father, or I think the third brother.
So many of them.
So many Skarsgårds. There's Alexander Skarsgård and there's Paul Rudd.
Okay.
And in the end of the movie, neither of the main two characters, despite all the effort made and all the screen time devoted, get what they want, and both of them kind of lose.
Paul Rudd shouldn't lose.
Paul Rudd plays a fantastic villain in it. I haven't seen like dark Paul Rudd before. I imagine it isn't his first time in the position, but it was for me watching, and he did phenomenally.
I have never seen Paul Rudd play a villain, actually.
I would recommend you watch Mute.
Oh yeah.
He does a very good villain.
And then The Outsider, I've heard you're like crazy about.
I'm refraining my personal opinion about it from you, because
It's fair.
From what I've read online, there is a very hard split. There's the
It has billboards.
and Hobbit is. I'm gonna always call out Hobbit for this shit because she doesn't form personal opinions. She's definitely in Group A. There are actually 3 groups. Group A is just a subsect of Group B.
So which one has the which
Group B
which
and Group C,
Dooku heads which group?
There's Group C, which is like, I liked the movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. There's Group B, which is, I didn't like the movie. It was bad.
Okay.
There isn't really a middle ground of the movie was at. I haven't seen a whole lot of reviews for that, so that's why I'm dividing it to 2.
Okay.
Group A, subsect of Group B, is the movie is a piece of shit because a white man joined the Yakuza. It's whitewashing Japan, Japanese culture, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
What the fuck are you on
There's
about?
always that argument
Yeah.
for any movie that is a white person in any scenario that is not white people.
Yeah.
And I detest that. I can't stand that. If they watch the film,
It's
it would make sense.
common thing that foreign people join the
It's
Yakuza.
the same huge-ass argument they had with The Great Wall with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But if you saw the movie, you'd understand that, if anything, all it did was demonize white people and completely justified every scene that he was in.
Mm.
It's a lot of people just looking at the casting and the setting and saying, all right, evil.
Then
and
what's Group
I don't
D?
care for that argument. Sorry?
You said there was a Group D.
No.
Oh,
Two
okay.
groups. And A was just a subsect
Okay.
to B. And Hobbit is definitely on A because she held that opinion of the Great Wall without having seen it or read reviews.
I still want to see Great Wall. I actually heard it was pretty cool.
It was an enjoyable theater movie, and it would be a good home watch for sure.
I like colors.
It's very colorful.
I just like movies, even though it always looks weird and just out of place. I love it when they're just like, fuck it, you're going to be the overly vibrant purple people, and you're going to be the overly vibrant blue people.
It was really cool.
And, like, you're looking at a scene, and it's just, like, ridiculous palettes everywhere, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Sure.
It was really dope. Also, it made me appreciate... Do you remember in Skull Island, there's the black geologist
Yes.
and, like, his co-assistant?
Yes.
Um,
She was in Great Wall, wasn't she?
she was in Great
Yeah.
Wall, and I really enjoy her as an actress, and I want to see her in more stuff.
Get more work, that person.
Because she did a real good job in Great Wall.
But yeah, no,
it
so
was-
Spielberg's thing...
Yeah, so Spielberg feels that Netflix movies should not be eligible for Oscars because he feels that they're
TV
basically
movies.
TV movies.
He said they should be eligible for Emmys because they're TV movies, but they're not. And he didn't say this, but more or less real movies.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he was saying. Which, again, 2 or 3 years ago, Netflix, I could understand. Today, Netflix, not at all. Today's Netflix is, like, Mute as a movie was going to be made and likely would have had a theatrical run. If not, hey, Netflix is just the best people to give us money and publish us, so let's just do Netflix.
I'm actually surprised that Netflix films are eligible, to be perfectly honest.
That's fair.
But I don't know. On the one hand, I do understand the argument. On the other hand, Netflix is just such an amazingly cool resource for these people who cannot get into the studio systems methods of making movies for whatever reason. So, you know, I'm all about this just blank check being thrown around to whoever has a cool idea.
I like that it enables the underdog to be able to be eligible for the awards in the industry that they love.
Mm-hmm.
Because elsewise, it will have just been, well, I can't get in with the biggest producers. My movie won't get greenlit. I won't be able to do what I like and get recognized for it. And Netflix is like, fuck that jazz, bro. We got billions of dollars flying around. Take some of it. We don't care.
What if Netflix... They couldn't do like a festival Actually, I'd be kind of down to see a festival
What kind?
held by Netflix, like a film festival held by Netflix. Maybe not just like they can showcase some originals there, like have originals premieres there. That would be really cool. But basically, you know, you can just submit your films, you know, ones that are accepted into the festival. You know, anything that wins awards will get put onto the streaming platform. But then also, because film festivals are, more importantly, film markets where people are, you know, advertising and promoting projects, and, you know, studios and such are shopping them. And it, you know, in terms of the ones that are actually being screened, it's who can buy it and distribute it and get that juicy money. And for ones that haven't been made yet, it's who can make it and get all the money.
Right.
I'd love to see Netflix hold something like that.
That would be really cool.
It'd be kind of like a Project Greenlight for Netflix in the background. On the foreground, it'd be a premiere of a handful of originals plus just a festival. I don't know. I want Netflix to do more tangible. Like, I want them to leave Netflix more and be in theaters and do things.
I'd rather they didn't.
Why?
Because that's an entirely different amount. Like, they spend all their money on the production value versus spending it on marketing, on getting films made and distributed.
There's a billboard for The Outsider in Phoenix.
Yeah, there's just...
At least one. I just drive by one.
I was totally surprised. I saw an actual fucking physical billboard for The Outsider. I'm like, damn, alright, yeah, Netflix is out here marketing and shit. Because I still see ads for Mute sometimes. No, they definitely spend enough on the exposure.
The only thing they don't have to spend on is, like, distribution.
Yeah, and that's it. But I'd rather they just keep the money and...
They don't need to keep the money.
Put it back into the project.
I find it weird when they have, like, DVD releases of their stuff. Like, I appreciate it, but, like, their originals are never getting pulled.
I get why they do it, and that's because people who don't do internet...
Oh, yeah. No, it's for older people who want to watch the shows.
I will buy both Mute and Outsider on physical if they release as such.
The only...
I know Orange is the New Black.
There's only
and
one
all the
Netflix I've ever wanted to buy. Arrested Development is, physical. Gotcha. Orange is the New Black is physical.
Every single one of the Defenders is physical.
Yeah. I think their Death Note film you can get.
I haven't seen it come out physical yet.
I finally gotten around to... I'm finishing Deadpool season... Daredevil season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just have empty time sitting around doing nothing. And...
Your thoughts on Frank Castle?
Well, since, like, I was up to episode 8 of it, and I'm on, I think, like, 11 now. Or I was up to 7, so I've watched 3, and I'm now on 11. And Castle was introduced early into the season. John Bernthal as a Punisher is... Have either of you seen the Thomas Jane Punisher? With...
Is that Warzone? Or...
No, not Warzone. It's just called The Punisher. It's him and... Fucking what's his name?
I haven't seen
John Travolta as Howard Saint. Thomas Jane in that as the Punisher is phenomenal. Like, as the character, he is really, really good. John Bernthal as the Punisher is also really, really good, but I need to see the actual Punisher series to determine which one is better.
That makes sense.
But I love John Bernthal as an actor, and I love seeing him getting work with Netflix, because it's revitalized his career as a Punisher, because it got him the job in The Accountant, which I really enjoyed. It's getting him work elsewhere.
It's doing good for him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't really thought about this until now, but what happens to all of those series once Disney releases their platform? Because those are all Netflix originals. Like, Marvel owns the properties, but they're licensed to Netflix, and the actual, like, even though...
I don't think there will be a conflict of interest.
The licenses are not Netflix's, but the tangible media...
and the writing...
No, the actual media is theirs entirely, no matter what. They own that.
Yeah, I don't think that we will actually come into a problem between the two.
Do you think they'll... You don't think they'll stop making Jessica Jones, Defenders, all of that?
Not as a result of that happening, I don't believe. If they do, I think it's going to be for other reasons. Solely because the Netflix original series, Marvel, are not connected to the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Is the MCU one way can affect them for plot-wise and shit, because a lot of, like, Daredevil and I think Defenders and some other ones will regularly reference shit in the MCU.
But they don't
they
reference
never the event.
ever cross over.
Yeah.
One way or the other. And the MCU just won't ever reference the Netflix originals.
Well, no. You can have the shows, even the non-Netflix ones, you know, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They can reference the movies because your fans are watching the movies.
Yeah.
You cannot reference the shows because that's asking way too much of your fan base. Yeah. And if now I have to go and watch 9 seasons of various shows just to get some background information on Avengers 4, I'm not going to go see Avengers 4.
Does Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. only have 3 seasons?
There's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's Agent Carter.
2 seasons Agent Carter.
There's Jessica Jones, Daredevil.
2 Jones now. 1 Luke Cage, 2
Luke
Daredevil.
Cage,
Immortal,
Defenders.
Fucker, Defenders.
Oh yeah, Iron Fist.
It's the Immortal Iron Fist.
So at least 12 seasons base.
Yeah.
If
there's
not more.
Also that stupid... There's Legion, which isn't directly related to anything.
No, that's Fox.
Okay.
Yeah. And then... Yeah, I think that's it for them.
So at least 12 seasons, if they were going to overlink, that you had to watch if you want to get everything.
Yeah, which, no.
Because it has no effect and no correlation to the MCU, I don't believe Disney is at all worried about it.
Okay.
And might just be happy with Netflix continuing to make those originals.
I didn't know if the issue is just they are making money, and not just making money, but they are competing. People will have to go on the Disney subscription service if they want to see their Marvel, with the exception of these shows.
I don't
and that
think
might be
anyone
weird.
who wants both will have to choose between the two, to be fair. I don't think Disney will lose people because these Netflix originals would stay on Netflix.
But it's the how many more people would they gain? How many people don't care because they see the movies in theater and all of that stuff, but they also don't want to spend their $45 for the physical format? So if Daredevil, Jessica Jones, all of that, if all the Defender series moved off of Netflix exclusively to the Disney platform and they kept making them, how many people would jump onto that? If anything, my argument for them not doing it is just Disney doesn't want to spend the money to make those shows. Disney makes money to make those shows. They get to just sit there and get paid by Netflix so that Netflix can do all of the footwork and Disney can get the back-end paycheck.
Disney doesn't do anything that isn't wildly profitable for them.
So I guess that, for me, is where I think they're not going to do it, is just because why spend money to make money when you can make money to make money?
Yeah. What if they just hire Netflix and have it put on both platforms?
Why not just buy Netflix?
I hope Netflix does not get bought out anytime soon.
I can't see that happening. Because
that money... I mean, to be fair, Vivendi can't get Ubisoft, so they've got to find something else to try and encroach onto.
They could buy Facebook now that it's getting just...
Oh my god.
Beat over the head with a dick left and right.
Oh no, Facebook sold my information. Oh no, Google sold my information. Oh no, I sold my own information.
It's honestly, a huge disconnect for me that this is all of a sudden being a huge thing for the public.
I know,
exactly. The only thing...
it's honestly surreal for me.
The only thing that is an issue is the analytics firm getting a hold of all of the information when it was not agreed to in any form of thing. Even if you didn't read it, there is no argument that they can do that. Like, that is just a straight up illegal act, and that is an issue. But the whole, like, there was some Twitter thread where some guy goes through and says, look at all these things, or you just might like to know before the next time you turn on your computer all the things that Google stores about you. And it was like, this is, it's like URLs for like Google stats, and this is every location I've been to in the past 90 days, including how long I was there and how long it took to get from. All right, so it's like how long I was there and how long it took me to get from my previous location to that location. And I'm like, okay, do you like Google Maps? Do you like that it works and that it can tell you within the second, more or less, when you're going to get somewhere? You can thank them storing that map information. So, no, I don't have a problem that they're storing that map information.
I don't give a shit about location data.
And then it's like, it's got every... Oh, God, there's so many stupid... Every search I've ever done. I was like, well, no shit. You know, oh, you can look at your ad profile. No shit. Like, that's not surprising at all. Most of it was just like, how does this surprise you? Or, yes, you should be thankful that they do that because other services exist because they store that kind of information.
What surprised me, and not necessarily in a bad way, was that when you delete stuff off Google Drive, Google still keeps a copy of it.
That is the only thing that you should be concerned about, is the fact that there is no true deletion with their system, and that if somebody knows the URLs to plug in, which are very simple URLs, and they log into your Google account, that they do have access to every email you've ever sent. You know, the issue is that somebody can log into your thing and access that. You yourself probably should not be able to access that, in all fairness. I get that it's an information transparency thing, but I don't need to see everywhere I've been, how long it's been, and how long it took me to get there for the past 3 years. I will never need to know that.
I don't care.
I don't need access to that, and I would be okay not having access if it also meant that nobody has access to it. Like, if anything, that's the only thing that should concern people. Not that Google has it or that Facebook has it, but just anybody who logs into your Gmail has your deleted files, your deleted emails, all of that kind of stuff. But that is the only issue.
Considerable security concern, yeah.
It should just be no access to that kind of crap unless you go through some sort of like 5-factor authentication system or something. Or when you delete shit, it actually gets deleted.
You have the option to delete it.
Or the option to delete your history entirely.
Yeah, no, just like...
To just blam your info.
Delete this and delete backup.
Yeah.
Just basically delete a backup because that's what fucking Google keeps. They keep backs of shit.
Just be able to burn stuff.
Yeah. It's better. Like, you can, if I wanted to burn something and I didn't want to have to go into Google and burn their servers down, I don't want to do that shit. That's just mean. Please, Google, don't make me burn your stuff down.
Maybe burning servers and also uploads. Fortnite set a record on YouTube of the most gaming videos uploaded in 1 month.
Anyone else weirded out that Fortnite?
Yeah.
Just Fortnite has become the thing?
I honestly, when Fortnite announced Battle Royale just to hop on the PUBG train, I was like, okay, I see it. It's free. It's going to last a while because of that. PUBG's probably still going to be top dog. And then all of a sudden it's just Fortnite.
Freemium,
top of the line,
freemium.
Fortnite is
John
the best.
Wick.
Top, just everything. It's now breaking records for Twitch. It's breaking records for YouTube. It's making a fuck ton of money.
The thing that surprises me is I didn't think either of those games would still be relevant right now.
PUBG, I definitely would see it.
I didn't think you'd be able to hop into the same, very... Not to call it a shallow game, but it more or less is a shallow game. I didn't think it was going to be able to have legs for, 2 years. No. It's been a while, though. Since original betas, even though it's still in beta.
It's because you haven't done enough PC gaming. PUBG is going to live for a long-ass time. I'm surprised Fortnite is still just as popular because it's a console game. I did not expect console gamers to latch onto that Battle Royale genre and stay on it for as long as they have.
That's fair. I mean, PUBG is like the best-selling game on Xbox One.
It beat Minecraft?
Well, maybe besides
I was gonna
Besides
say,
the obvious.
That's like saying it outsold Wii Sports on the Wii. It comes with it. You can't.
I don't
you
know
can't
if they
beat it.
counted those sales analytics. It's just, hey, so the Wii's doing poorly, but look at these sports sales. Damn it, Jefferson, shut the fuck up.
Actually, every like gaming journalist has to specify that. I don't know if they have to or they just feel like they do, but they will always specify when they talk about it's always best-selling game for the Wii or best this for the Wii, except for sports.
That's ridiculous.
You just can't beat it.
You can't be fake news.
I mean, I don't know. I play Fortnite probably at like least once every 3 or 4 days, just because I get on my PS4 regularly, and at most like an hour a day, because I burn out on it pretty fast.
Yeah,
That's
my
my thing.
I like the PvE a lot more, but like no one plays the PvE.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't know. It's weird.
It's fun. I honestly, I have always loved construction games, and the PvE hard appeals to me as just a game format where you go, you find an objective, you build a small base around it, and it's just defend objective until X. And it is however you want to build it with whatever traps you want to throw up and shit. I adore that. I love that kind of shit.
you love tower defense.
I live tower defense.
It's a good life.
It's a good life.
Most of my elementary and middle school years were spent just playing Bloons.
Bloons was one motherfucker.
I don't even know what that is.
Bloons Tower Defense, yo.
It has like 7 editions.
Yeah, it got out of hand, but before it got out of hand, best game.
And so in Battle Royale, that's the only reason I still enjoy it, is because you can still build shit. Is if you want, you can just build some weird tower fortress and sit in it until the storm overtakes you or you get killed.
Yeah.
I like that. It's fun. I don't like normally playing the game because
it's boring.
it has cross-platform, and I can't compete with people that aren't PS4.
Yeah.
And I also can't compete with some people that are PS4. Simply because I'm not that good at the game.
Well, let's talk about how unfair of an advantage those mobile players have. They can be anywhere.
Oh man, I can play Fortnite Battle Royale while getting a vasectomy. It's over for you guys.
Ninja can play
Checkmate.
Fortnite Battle Royale on his shit store. Like, just taking a shit playing Fortnite.
See, that's...
Well, I guess if you had like a
it's an
Wii U
almost
port
concern
of
for me,
Fortnite, you
is
could do it
that's
there.
gonna be like the new Pokemon. Sorry, I was on the toilet for an hour and a half playing Battle Royale.
Hey, if you have a PS Vita, you can do it.
Stop trying to sell the Vita.
You've always been able to do everything mobily with the Vita.
Yeah.
You're not fresh, Fortnite.
Monster Hunter can be played from the Vita.
Can't the Xperia do that as well?
I don't know what the Xperia is.
It's Sony's,
phone.
Oh.
I
don't know.
I don't know if it has PlayLink. I hope it does, because that's stupid.
Right? Like, it had its own fucking almost PSP slide-out controller built in, which was cool.
Anything
Did
that
you
has a
catch
slide-out
the-
controller is great.
What was the number of uploads? Did you catch that?
Let me check.
Because I don't know what it takes to be the #1 uploaded game on YouTube.
Like,
But-
I don't want to say the name twice, because the third time is evoking some weird feral 12-year-old to come beat the shit out of us. But I am beyond genuinely surprised that on YouTube as a platform, any game has beat uploads for videos over Minecraft.
Well, in a
Any
month.
month, any
Just
year.
for 1 month.
And then still, just for 1 month, that is insane.
Yeah.
So, do we need to like fight back and start making Minecraft videos?
Yeah.
Make Minecraft great again.
I could see us doing that, just fighting off the tide of 12-year-olds, or fighting with the tide of 12-year-olds. We've got to side with somebody.
You might as
If
well
you
side
had-
with children.
Waves of 5 4th graders coming at you with the 6th grader every 5 waves. How long would you last?
What weapon do I have?
Minecraft.
You're in a bathroom.
Oh man.
How many 5th graders?
It's
Five.
5 fourth graders every round, and then a 6th grader boss every 5 rounds.
Oh
You're
no!
just in an elementary school bathroom.
I could easily go like 20 rounds.
I take the door off one of the stalls and I just keep spinning.
No,
you get in a stall, you bottleneck these kids. You just start kicking. You're good.
No, it's like
Dead Island style,
eventually,
just-
if you slam enough heads into the counter, you're gonna get a pipe. That's your weapon.
Aren't you trying to be a cop?
This is actually
Very in detail described you taking 12-year-olds and smashing their skulls over fucking porcelain sinks.
which
So
can
that
be
eventually you can tear a
Cut the
pipe
video.
off the wall to beat the shit out of more kids.
applied to
Like
real field work.
Just
Real
think, if
If
you
you're
had
in
to
a
go
bathroom.
undercover in a prison.
You get assaulted in a
A
bathroom.
prison of kids.
What's
It's
your
just gonna
plan?
be at the end of the academy. It's alright, and for the final test, they just open the doors and a shit ton of kids start swarming, and you're like, oh my god, am I ready?
Bring it on! You're gonna defend these kids. Fuck!
No!
You just like open
I've
up-
already started beating up.
Like, you've already taken out 6 of them.
They just open the doors and you're like, I gotta get to a bathroom. What?
What?
Kid enters, just as he walks in the front door, sink. And you just wait. As they enter, sink. You just keep doing it. Eventually, rip a pipe out of the wall.
Okay.
You leave the bathroom just swinging.
I want to say back in like 2012, 2013, when I was in Boy Scouts, we were having a meeting at my Scoutmaster's place, and his daughter wanted attention because
So she bashed someone's head over the counter.
So she just started screaming from the bathroom, shouting, I'm sinking, I'm sinking.
Oh god.
And she was just sitting in the sink.
So,
That's when you kill your child. That is when you just say, I'm done with this one, and you throw them outside.
Brian Wyatt, who is the gaming content lead of the partnership teams at YouTube,
Okay.
is one that tweeted that Fortnite now holds the record for most videos related to a video game uploaded in a single month.
Okay.
He did not release numbers it reached, numbers it beat, simply that is the new top dog for single uploads in a month related to a game.
Don't like that.
I do not like they did not release details. What he did say is that the Battle Royale tournament had over 42 million live views and set a record for the biggest single live gaming stream at 1.1 million concurrent
On YouTube.
on YouTube. Because they already beat Twitch. It doesn't matter. Twitch is, oh my god.
It's actually weird to me that's another weird stat. That should have been a Twitch record, not a YouTube record.
Yeah.
Fortnite, though.
Fortnite.
Nobody that 12-year-olds love play it. There's no, like,
Captain
PewDiePie,
Sparkles,
XQC.
PewDiePie.
Ninja.
There's Ninja, and
Ninja's
no,
not like
you know
a
what? No,
spazoid
8-year-olds
18-year-old
like
European.
Drake.
No, but he has colored hair and he tries to act cool.
And 8-year-olds like Drake. So if you say I've got Drake on stream, and
No,
they
he
go,
was big
Drake
before
Bell?
Drake.
And like if they say
Yeah,
Drake
all those
Bell,
8-year-olds are like, Drake Bell from Dan Schneider's hit series Drake and Josh.
What bothers me is that Ninja just knows Drake. Like,
He had
as,
to have-
as people, he didn't, like, reach out and, like, hey, Mr. Drake the rapper, you want to play Fortnite? It was just like, hey, man, you want to play Fortnite with me? And Drake, his friend, is like, yeah, sure, Ninja.
You think that's how that happened? It
No,
wasn't
that's-
like a
They
Twitter?
just know each other. 'Cause
Huh.
I guess Ninja was just like, hey, you want to play Fortnite? And Drake is like, yeah, sure thing.
I thought it was like he sent him a DM or something. It was just like, hey, I am Ninja. I play game. You play game?
would you
I
like
hope he
games?
starts doing a celebrity thing. We spoke about that last time. But no, he just knows Drake.
Weirdly enough, Drake's like the guy that I can see that being a
Right.
thing with, though, because he's just all over the place in the stuff that he does. And
He's everywhere and everything, and he's actually just crazy chill.
yeah, a lot of people seem to know. I wouldn't be surprised if I knew like 5 people who knew him just somehow.
Yeah, where's the Drake number instead of the Bacon number?
Yeah, except it's not going to be like celebrities who have worked. It's just going to be everybody knows someone who knows Drake.
Everybody knows Drake. It's like everybody loves Raymond, but
Within
shittier.
3 degrees,
How do you
I'm going to
mean-
guess.
Shittier?
That was a bad show.
No, it was a great show.
It was a bad
Everybody loved it.
No,
It's in
everybody
the
loved
fucking name.
Raymond.
No, everybody
don't-
hated Raymond.
The
It
show
was a bad
wasn't
name.
The show wasn't called Everybody Loves Raymond.
We don't all love each other loving Raymond.
Well, we all love each other, and thus we love Raymond.
At this point, it's just circle jerk around Raymond.
Well,
Can we circle jerk Raymond? Can we circle jerk Ray Romano?
That is a
Please, no.
study that we're going to be venturing into. We've got Harvard researchers at the ready. We're just waiting on the government grant to come in.
Now I'm like expecting to see some kind of journal, some scientific journal just about circle jerking Raymond. And that's the title of the scientific
Circle
journal.
jerking Raymond.
We could not, but we could not.
What else we got?
We got 6 other topics. Pick a number.
4.
4.
World of Warcraft.
Yo, boy, we got the hottest shit right here. It's fucking Connor hour.
Oh, God.
We have, in our very lifetimes, a new Lovecraftian renaissance, ladies and gentlemen. It is the best time to be alive and worshiping the great ones. Because we have, oh my god, we fucking... Lovecraft as just an influence, and the past 5 years has become more and more prevalent, even as just a subgenre in games or film.
I mean, hell, Magic the Gathering had an entire block to
Magic
credit
had
to
an entire
Eldritch
block
Horror.
that they fucked up and was very not Lovecraft. Still pissed about that. Fuck you, wizards.
But the intention was there.
Oh, the intention was there. The follow-through was shit! And it ruined it! Sorry. We have had a number of games. We have Call of Cthulhu that was announced maybe 2 years ago. That will be coming out soon.
Woo!
There was Clockwork Empires, which ended up being a flop, but was a really cool city sim that was supposed to be like Lovecraft Frontier. There was Bloodborne. Fucking Bloodborne. That was, the best.
Oh, Pandemic, Call of Cthulhu.
Pandemic,
A lot of board games.
Fucking Cthulhu. There was Darkest Dungeon. Huge Lovecraft influences.
Shadows over Innsmouth? That's newish, right?
The game is old as shit. Old as
game?
tits.
Oh yeah, no, that game is from like OG Xbox days.
Yeah, that game is...
No, the board game that we played. Didn't we play a board game, Shadows over Innsmouth?
We played No, we've only played the Pandemic variant for Lovecraft Tabletop.
Oh, weird.
I wish we played other Lovecraft tabletops.
I'm pretty sure
there
there's a
are
new...
some others.
I'm pretty sure there was a new one this past year that was like number 8 board game
There
geek.
probably was.
There was a pretty high-ranking one, I'm pretty sure.
But we now have another game announced, which looks like L.A. Noire meets...
Oh god.
In terms of like... So what I mean by that is it's by the guys who have done the more recent Sherlock Holmes games.
Yes.
And it's you as a reporter heading to fuck, I forget the town name. It's in like Massachusetts. The game is called The Sinking City, and what it is like a year ago the town for no like natural reasons flooded and giant monoliths sprung up.
Okay.
And the people, instead of moving out, were like, all right, yeah, we'll just continue living here.
To be honest, that's me.
10 out of 10 if that happened, I'm just like, fuck it. It's happening. Whatever. I'm just gonna go get a beer from Sprouts and watch this roll over. But, so you are a detective and you go to investigate for some reason or another. There might be some ulterior motive. And it's for one, open world, which is really, really cool, because of how the game design is it's got like a bunch of different districts in the city or whatever. It's open world. A lot of your traveling is you like on a little boat, going from like basically second story almost places to second story places in the town because the town flooded.
I kind of want to just live in this town.
Right?
This sounds like Venice.
It's Venice without all the sewage, sinking, trash people, and trash living.
Also, they just accepted the flood.
And they accepted the flood.
They're fighting that flood, and they need to stop fighting the flood and
Venice
build
is gone.
up.
Venice died. No, they can't build up. Venice is 100% dead and has been dead for almost a century.
Level. Rebuild. Just 15 feet of concrete foundation, and then build your buildings.
You need 50.
Is the veil having a weird particle thing with purple?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not crazy. I thought I was having a seizure for a second.
Sorry, audio listeners. There's a weird thing happening in a game, which is very, very weird and not healthy for either the TV or game. So yeah, it's like set in this. You use a boat mostly for transportation, which is really dope. It has like some random encounters, but it's there seems to be some main quests, but there are a shit ton of just you can encounter small, almost short story kind of quest things.
Nice.
They're almost like all kind of self-involved, and depending how you play them out, they wrap up and stuff, which is really, really cool in my opinion, because it's LA Noir style of just, self-involved stories meets Witcher open world, and also looks beautiful. I don't know if you guys watched the video from I shared. I guess you didn't. It looks great. Like, it from who the studio is and what they've done in the past as work, I was very surprised in how good it looked. Until I kept listening, and they're like, we had a problem with dynamic lighting, so we brought in a bunch of photographers, and we're like, hey, how can we make this look great? And it was like, apparently, really good photographers who were respective tops of their fields, and they're like, hey, make this look like this, and it'll look great. And it did. It looks amazing.
The only thing that worries me about that is I don't know what it is, but all, like, Lovecraftian games, no matter what, have, like, fantastic art direction. They always look great.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you turn it on, it sucks.
Well,
more often than not.
How do you mean?
I'm gonna say,
how do you mean?
Like they're just bad games that look amazing.
Darkest Dungeon and Bloodborne are
obviously.
Clockwork Empires, they fucked up. They had a great concept that they fucked up. Call of Cthulhu isn't out yet, so we don't know. I don't know. When it's a hard Lovecraft game, it seems to be about 60-40 if it's a good game outside of bias. Mm-hmm. And that I can see. But from what I've seen of this, and it's like, and they rushed to make a demo for it. Even in the rushed demo, it looked great.
Oh, yeah.
And so the demo is a 100% story built only for the demo, so it won't have any effects on the in-game or whatever. So I'm going to describe how the game works a little bit, if you guys are okay with me continuing on this, because I am so hyped about this.
All I literally wanted to piggyback on was, like, the Nick's complaint about the game being bad. A lot of them are pretty good games until, like, you get to 80% through and you kind of realize, oh, they didn't know how to end it, so it kind of just ends.
They're like, we're going to follow these stories, and they're like, oh, wait. Those are not good stories to base games on.
They're good stories. It's just, how do we end it?
Well,
because all of the Lovecraftian stuff is super open-ended.
Yeah, they're either open-ended or they end in, and then everyone important went insane or died.
Not all Lovecraftian stuff is super open-ended.
They just don't close well if you're playing a game and you're invested in, like, the resolution of things.
If you're invested in the resolution of things in the way that most games and movies have informed you to be, in which every single knot needs to be untied.
Or like the biggest knot, at least.
The biggest knot is going to be loosened, but if you're not sane enough to be able to see it fully through, then, I mean, get fucked, bro.
Isn't the entire plot of, like, most Lovecraftian things the fact that you're not sane enough to see it through at the end?
You try seeing what these guys see. Like, one of his things is...
My point.
He's looking for some woman's husband who went missing. So he goes to, like, his cabin, and there's a symbol that worships Dagon inscribed in the wall in blood. And he finds a headless corpse down below. And he sees the headless corpse, and the symbol is like, oh, shit. And because of the symbol, he starts having, like, a sanity attack of a vision. And then a bunch of, like...
Did he roll to defend with sanity?
A bunch of, like, fucking... Innsmouth-looking Dagon-like creatures start assaulting him, so he, gets out his gun, goes to town, and overcomes the vision. Which I'm really excited to see how much, or how often, or how well the sanity plays out in it, based on what you interact with. Really excited for that. But there is, like, if you don't play the game right, and you don't look well enough, and you don't think everything through, as with most Lovecraft stuff, there is an easy way for you to lose a lot of those quests.
I want it to be like a hard punish system, yeah.
I don't know if there's a hard punish system, but when the Game Informer guys played through the demo, they actually lost and got killed because they didn't look through something enough, rushed it too fast, and made a brash assumption.
They were being a game reviewer.
Yeah. They're just being normal.
I didn't finish the game, but 7 out of 10.
When you're playing for
I
a
played
big
about
publisher
50%
like,
through the
you're
game,
an
and
hour
I
with the
decided...
game, I get that. They didn't seem to have any kind of time limit with this. So I'm going to blame them for being bad.
Oh no, it's a pretty common problem. I got about halfway through the game. I know what I'm talking about.
I really want this demo to get released at some point so that I can play it through. Because they've made the effort of making a demo to portray the game. And they also went to give it 2 different endings, depending on how well you do it. But
the 2 endings are either you live or you die.
The game looks beautiful. No, like 2 successful endings, 2 different ones.
Yeah.
Dying could be the success. If you fuck up the world bad enough that dying is a success.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
In most Lovecraft stories, dying is what you want. Yeah. Death would be such a sweet release.
We have such amazing sites to show you.
It's by a smaller developer, which, one, is why they get to do it, because larger developers don't see value in Lovecraft right now.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They do not, and I'll fight you on that.
Bloodborne
was... FromSoft is not a bigger developer. FromSoft is Soulsborne.
I wouldn't call FromSoft big by any stretch.
Bigger developer.
They've got big games. But they're not a big developer.
It's got Dragon Age.
Dragon Age is like so little at all Lovecraft.
It's got a little bit of Lovecraft.
Very, very little.
And the ones that you played.
Also, BioWare is shit.
Yeah.
Also, it's not their... I guess.
It's...
If BioWare made some sort of Lovecraft RPG, that'd be great. But BioWare is EA and never will. No, Bloodborne... As far as any developer or publisher is concerned, was a needle in a haystack. This one just, for whatever lucky reason, did phenomenally. They're not going to look at Lovecraft as an actual feasible genre.
No, they're going to look at Soulsborne. They're going to say that's what was successful.
If Call of Cthulhu is successful, and if The Sunken City is successful, hinging on both their success, then Lovecraft will be a standalone area. If one of them fails, I think we're still going to have a long way to go before people recognize it as a place to work in.
I think they're just wanting to wait and see how big the market is. More than, like, can it be done? It's just, will it be bought? Because the market is there, but is it there?
Well, the problem with is the market there is the market is there if it's quality. And because so little Lovecraft has been done, it's hard for them to know how to quality it.
But is it big? Like, the market is there.
The Witcher sold 66 million copies last I checked.
No, I'm saying is the market for Lovecraft is undeniably there are people who will play that game. But what is that number? And is it worth, making that our focus versus the many sure thing, massive, like 80+% of gamers will probably be interested at least somewhat.
Now hear me out. We make a Call of Duty, but you're a farmer. You farm your guns, and you use them to fight off the terrorists. And oh, look at that. You got a rare gun. Oh, it's got a personality, and you can date it. Boom! Sell that shit!
Alright, so my counter-argument here is that the video game industry, as of today, is an almost one-for-one parallel of the theater industry in terms of how big something needs to be, why it will get made, and who will buy it. Mm-hmm. They are almost completely the same process for the 2 different art mediums. And yet, we have things like Netflix and small film festivals that still give us what a lot of people want but can't get elsewise. Mm-hmm. And because of recent new publishers being made, such as the guys that are publishing Mutant Year Zero, the guys who are publishing this, the people who left like Call of Duty and other shit to make their own publisher studio,
literally
that now have 5 games else. On. There are active players in the industry that will go out of their way to ensure that the industry in all of its vibrant arts lives on. And I think Lovecraft, because of that, will still have a place despite not getting a AAA title for a while.
I don't think I want a AAA Lovecraft title.
If it's done by the right developer, I hard would.
There's
So, like,
2 developers
I mean, obviously,
that probably wouldn't fuck it
CD
up.
Projekt Red would not fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I don't see them going to that anytime soon because it's going to be another 2 years at best for Cyberpunk, which means it would be 7 years at best for the Lovecraft thing.
What if we give it to someone who has put out many cinematic style games where you make decisions and those decisions have consequences?
I will stab you the moment you suggest Telltale.
Not saying Telltale.
Oh, I was thinking he was going for BioWare.
No. So, David Cage.
Let's give bad people good games.
See? I didn't say Telltale. I didn't say BioWare.
Fuck you.
You did mention one thing that before we wrap up, I want to plug.
Mutant Year Zero.
Holy shit, Mutant Year Zero looks fun.
They released a dev demo footage.
It's just 35 minutes of 2 devs playing a basically bug test mission. It looks so cool.
It looks so good.
Like, I'm super excited. And this is like a rough sketch of it, basically. Mm-hmm. And it looks not like a completed project, but, you know, it looks very well along. And I'm very excited to see all the little tunings that they do.
It looks so good to me that I have never really been compelled to play XCOM multiplayer, simply because it's best PvE, and the multiplayer is like off a point-based system.
We played
it.
One round.
No, it's fun. I enjoy it, but I don't think that I could convince any of my friends to play it with me.
Outside of me.
Outside of you.
You could convince any normal human being to play it.
But Mutant Year Zero looks like a game. I'm positive all 3 of us are gonna get. We're all gonna play through. And just because of how it looks, how it feels, and how it runs, despite the multiplayer likely being nothing like the main game, I'm already sold on the multiplayer for it head-to-head.
Oh, yeah. Simply
because of what I've seen.
No, I'm super excited. The demo was an excellent demo, and I anticipate every bit that is coming out about it.
There was actually another XCOM game announced recently. And you know how much I love XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
And Mutant Year Zero is like another dope variation of that. The people who made the original XCOM are now making a new game. That is basically XCOM 2 with different elements. So that, as a turn-based strategy thing, is making a huge resurgence.
Turn-based strategy is where it's at. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, XCOM Chosen something or other, War of the Chosen,
Undead,
Mutant Year Zero, whatever that is. Like, turn-based strategy is where it's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Keep giving us more. But that is us at time for the week. Catch us next time where
I don't know. Talk about World of
Warcraft.
Warcraft.
Talking about stuff.
We're gonna talk about WoW next week.
Okay.
Okay, we're locking ourselves into that.
Locked in on WoW.
Hopefully something happens.
That's pretty much it.